Hello, thanks for joining us. This is Storytime with Nana. Today's book is by an author named Doug Cushman, and his book is Possum Stew. This one's a lot of fun. What do you think's going to be in the stew? That big old fish is called a catfish. Now, old Possum was the most devilish critter in the swamp. Though never mean or spiteful, he was always on the lookout for a chance to play a joke or two on his fellow creatures. One day, old Possum woke up hungry. He walked down to the river and he saw Gator and Bear fishing. Now, each one had a big old basket of fish at their feet, and this gave Possum an idea. "Hi, Gator," Possum said. "Catch anything?" "Sure did," said Gator, eyeing Possum carefully. "But don't bother asking for a free meal." "Well, that's downright ungrateful," said Possum. "I was just going to tell you that I saw a big old catfish heading this way. And if I can scare him into your fishing line and you catch him, maybe we can split him 50-50. "Well, I allow you're the trickiest creature in the swamp," said Gator, and he smacked his lips. "If anyone can trick old catfish into my line, it's you. Go ahead and earn your meal for once." "Well, just wait for my signal and then tug on your line," Possum said. Well, old Possum swam to the other side of the river where Bear was. "Now, don't you play any of your old tricks with me today," said Bear as Possum approached. "Well, that's surely the sorriest thing I ever heard," said Possum, "and here I was, coming to say I would trick old Catfish into your line." "Well, for sure," said Bear. "Yum! Well, I'll holler when I get old Catfish hooked on your line," said Possum. "Then you pull him in, and we'll divide him up." Well, Possum slipped quietly into the water, and he found the two fishing lines, and he tied them both together, and then he climbed onto the bank and he scurried up the tree. "I got old Catfish," he cried. "Pull on your line." Well, Bear and Gator pulled on their lines tight, and they pulled, and they pulled, and wondering how Catfish got so strong. Gator gave his line one last hard tug, and with a mighty splash, Bear tumbled into the river, pulling Gator in too. Well, Possum was laughing so hard, he just grabbed up the two fish baskets and headed for home, saying, "I never saw two dumber creatures than old Gator and old Bear." Now Gator and Bear, they looked up to see Possum disappearing down the path with their catch, and they were soaked to their skins and madder than a hound dog with a mouthful of porcupine quills. "Something has to be done about that critter," Bear said. "He's always playing some joke or other on us." "Well, I reckon I got an idea that should take care of old Possum's devilment," said Gator. The next day, Gator knocked on Possum's door. You aren't going to beat me up or stomp on me after yesterday, are you?" Possum said meekly. You aren't mad?" "Well, that sure was a funny joke," said Gator. "Bear and I thought it was grand. No, sir, I believe in letting bygones be bygones. But I need your help. Old Bear's not feeling good 'cause he fell in some water yesterday. I'm fixing some soup and I need some vegetables. Could you bring some turnips and carrots to Bear's house?" Why, sure," Possum said, glad the Gator wasn't mad. And I have some greens, too. I can throw them in the pot." "Fine," said Gator. "I'll meet you at Bear's." Possum bustled around his garden, collecting food for Bear, and he gathered some onions in a bushel basket, along with some turnips and some carrots and greens, and he even threw in leftover fish bones in a jar of his mama's clingstone peaches, and then he headed down to Bear's house. When Possum arrived, Gator was boiling a big pot of water on the stove, and Bear was in bed, covered up to his chin with a big blanket. "Well, how you feeling, Possum?" asked Bear. "Not so good after falling in that cold water," Bear sniffled. He sounded awful. You sure you're not mad?" Possum asked. "Folks'll always be folks," Bear said. "You can't change what can't be changed. You'll always be a little devil, Possum, and that's that." "Well, you sure did look funny," Possum said. "Never saw something funnier." "Soup's almost ready," said Gator from the stove. "Well, what kind of soup are you making?" Possum asked. "Catfish soup?" "Nope," said Gator. "We never did catch the catfish, if you recall." Possum tried again. "Crawdad gumbo with carrots?" he asked. "Don't like crawdads," Gator said. "Taters and collards and long grain rice?" Possum asked, eyeing the pot. "Oh, not that either," Gator said. "Well, what is it then?" asked Possum, his nose almost in the pot. "Possum stew," Gator said quietly. Possum jumped so high his head hit the ceiling. He yelped and he leapt out the window, and only a settling cloud of dust on the path showed he had run that way. "Oh!" cried Bear as he climbed out of bed. "Never saw anything funnier." Gator laughed. "You sure did a fine job acting sick. I almost believed it myself." "Well, he let out here so fast he forgot his basket, and we have a nice meal, thanks to Possum," Bear said. "Now, could you please pass the hush puppies?" Possum stayed clear of Gator and Bear after that. Just the mention of stew caused him to jump and look back over his shoulder. But old Possum didn't stop his devilment, 'cause folks'll always be folks. Possum Stew was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Come back and join us again for another story with Storytime with Nana. Good night.